All right, I don't want you to have to wait till the other channel gets back up. So I'm re-uploading the video about the Deeper Network here, and I want to give you one additional piece of information. I have units coming in August, and I happen to have one extra one that I'm not going to need. So I'm going to give it away to one of you guys, one of the viewers, one of the subscribers. Make sure that you guys are in this together with me. Thank you for watching, and let's just get right into the action. What's going on with the Deeper Network? I want to tell you what it is, what it isn't, and what you can expect from it. We've talked about how it compares to the Akash network as well as the Helium network, and both of those seem to be quite profitable. So I want to tell you exactly what the speculation is all about and what you can get out of this. It's a great project, don't get me wrong, but if you're expecting to buy these units and start mining to earn a ton of money, you might want to think twice about that. I want to be very clear. I do believe in this project. I have bought into the project. However, you want to consider why you're looking to get into this project, because at the end of the day, you want to justify the reasons for spending money on crypto, right? So if you're looking to mine, you want to maybe buy some coins instead of purchasing a device right away. And I'll explain what that means. A lot has changed in just a couple of days, and I'll go over it and tell exactly what this looks like. So to start out, as we've talked about it before, this is the Deeper Network. They are trying to change the internet and for the better by providing people a way to browse a more secure, more private, and more fair internet for everybody. That's what they're looking to do. That's what their goal is. And it's not, just a dream. They have units out. This is actually being utilized. It works. I've spoken with people that actually have those units that are currently using them and can attest that the system does function and it functions well. Now, those units that I talked about that I showed you before, they do mine. They are able to get you some crypto while you have them, but it's not exactly the way you think. So let me explain a little bit better as far as what this Deeper Network really does. Here's the reason why I was so excited about it, and I think that a lot of people are trying to just jump onto it because it reminds people of the Helium network. It's a matter of you can get tokens. The DPR is capped at 10 billion. They are expecting this to take over 49 years for it to actually be completely mined. So it's gonna take a little while. Not only that, but if we scroll over here, this is their one-page white paper, we can see that this is kind of unheard of. 60% of the mining tokens, like 60% is a huge number for the tokens, for the allocation to be in mining alone. I've spoken with the people that are actually in a team, and they can't take any of this money out. There's no way for them to touch this 10% ratio for a minimum of 2 years, and there's a 3-year vesting period. So you know that this is legitimate, and it's gonna be a long-term project because they can't touch it. They can't benefit from it monetarily at all for a number of years. So they have to stick around. They have to make sure that they are contributing, that this thing actually works, that it functions, which is really exciting because we've seen people that have it and it does work. And if we keep going here, they talk about mining. So goodbye to GPU miners, because this is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a matter of having units that don't consume a lot of electricity, which is great. Going over what they've done, like they've been around for a number of years now. So back in 2018 is when they first started, and they've been working on the platform for quite a while. They developed Atom OS, Trident Protocol, and I'll go over what those are. And they developed the Deeper Connect prototype, which is their units to provide this decentralized network for people to be able to browse the internet anonymously. In 2019, they launched their testnet, and it's been working. They have users, they have nodes that are actually participating in this. Back in 2020, they were at CES, and it went really well. They got a lot of people backing them. They have a lot of people excited to be part of this thing, and it's only getting better and better. And more people are actually kind of trying to join this because they see the potential. They see how good it can be for the Web 3.0 ecosphere. So much so that I was able to kind of look into a conversation between the Akash Network CEO and the chief marketing officer for the Deeper Network. And it was a great conversation for them to kind of come along and say, you know what? This is what we're all about. We're about decentralizing the internet and making it available for everyone so that you don't have to rely on AWS. Because if you think about it, AWS is just like anybody else. If it goes down, a lot of people go down with it. And if you have a decentralized setup, you're not relying on any one specific server. Your information is spread across the globe on nodes, individuals that are able to host things. So that's what they're all about. They want to make sure that people are able to take part in the internet and provide more value other than just their, a hosted server that they're paying somebody for. So this is actually really, really cool what they're doing. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. So it's the Deeper Network combines blockchain, network security, and sharing economy to create a global peer-to-peer network that empowers the real users of the internet and paves the way for the next generation of the web. What the heck does that mean? Basically, you get a unit and you share your connection with somebody else and they share their connection with you. And you're able to browse the web as if you were anywhere else. Talking to somebody who's actually in Japan, the 10 gigabit networks there are like normal now for internet, which is unheard of. It's pretty amazing that they're that far. US, come on guys, step it up. My internet stinks here. But what we want to see is more of this. It's more sharing. And it's really beneficial if you're talking about search engine optimization, right? Like I have clients that I work with that I have to kind of go into their shoes to see what their clients might be looking at. So it's really beneficial for me to have a VPN to be able to say, I want to connect from X location. And I'm not talking about I want to connect from Japan. Like, let's say I'm in the US and I want to see what's going on the East Coast. I want to connect from the state of Maryland, or I want to connect from the state of Massachusetts. Wherever it is, I want to be able to see what other users in any part of the world might be able to see. And having a way to connect via their network is really beneficial. Because at the end of the day, that's the only way I'm going to get a true representation of what their internet looks like. Google and all of these other big network giants, they provide different content based on your location, IP address, and a lot of other items that they're tracking you on a daily basis. So you want to be able to access things either from multiple places to see what others are seeing, or you want to protect yourself and prevent corporations from being able to gather all of this data on you. And this is where they come in. DPN, it's basically a VPN minus the centralized portion of it. It's a peer-to-peer network. What happens is that you're connecting with other people. You're not connecting with an organization. You're not going to NordVPN or ExpressVPN and paying them for their services. They will have a paid service for this so that you can essentially pay to use this network down the road later on when they have, I believe they're looking at 1 million units distributed across the world. Only then are they going to look at providing the service as a paid service. And if you have a unit, you're going to benefit monetarily from it. Just think about it. Instead of paying NordVPN whatever amount of money that they're charging, I think we were looking at about $150 a year, users can now pay as they go. And the people who will benefit are the people sharing their connections. And again, it's one of those things that we're taking the power away from large organizations, from large corporations, and empowering individual users, which is always a great thing for the internet. And this is what Web 3.0 is all about. It's about the decentralization of information and empowering individual users, as opposed to focusing on large corporations taking care of our data and having them serve things out to other people. As I was saying, so the technology that they developed, Atom OS is their operating system that they developed. And it's a matter of allowing people to connect fast and securely to other people's networks, peer to peer, and doing it fast. One other portion that I actually want to cover here, they are proof of credit, so which is very similar to proof of stake, and I'll go over this in just a minute because it actually ties back in with the units that they are selling. This is the cool part to me. The Trident protocol that they created, it's data encryption. So yes, somebody might be using your internet to a certain extent, but your information is encrypted. It's not like the person that you're connecting through your peer network. They're not going to be able to say, oh, X person from this location is browsing Reddit and looking and leaving a comment here saying X, Y. Like, that's not how it works. It's going to be encrypted from end to end. So only you would have access to the information that you're providing. The person providing the network access, let's say you do buy a unit, you're not going to be able to see the traffic that's going on. However, you do have the ability of selecting the type of traffic. So let's say you don't want anybody torrenting off of your internet connection. That's absolutely okay. You can most definitely go into the interface and block certain types of protocols and say, no, I don't want someone to be able to use my point of access in this certain way. So it does provide you with some ability to block things that might be illegal in your country or whatever it is that you might be worried about, while you can still earn for other different connection types and making sure that you are still part of this mesh network all around the world. These are the units that they are creating right now, and they have most of them. The Pico will be coming out shortly. They have not yet completed the development on that, but it is coming out shortly. The other ones are actually already, not only selling, but shipped out, and people are using it. So it is something that is legitimate, and it is working. And this is where you can buy them. And I showed you guys the Indiegogo page that they have, and I'm skeptical, and I want to be skeptical for you. I want to ask the questions that other people aren't asking. So why would you go to Indiegogo? If you go on their website, and I can go there right now just to show you what I'm talking about, they have partners, and they are saying that they have, these Amazon, Best Buy. So why are they using Indiegogo to sell their products and not Amazon and not Best Buy? Well, turns out it's all a matter of supply. You cannot sell on Amazon without actually having the product. For you to be able to list your items there, you need to have the item on hand, and they're actually manufacturing right now. There is a huge shortage of chips, as we all know, so they're having a hard time getting all of the raw materials to manufacture all of these things. So they are pumping these out as fast as they can, but they cannot sell them on certain platforms unless they have the physical products ready to go. And I showed you a couple of days ago here that on Indiegogo, the timeline went from July to August as far as the shipping dates are concerned. However, if we take a look at it right now, it is all sold out. Yeah, it's sold out. I told you guys that it was going to go quick, and it did. It sure did, and this thing is going to blow up, and hopefully I gave you guys a little bit of heads up that this was going to take place, because it is one of those networks, one of those new things in cryptos that it's going to take over, and it's going to be profitable. Now, please understand that these units, they are not miners. Unlike the Helium network, when you purchase those units, their main goal is to mine Helium. This is not the case with the Deeper network. These units, yes, they will mine. However, they are not meant to be miners. The mining capability on these units are a nicety. It's a bonus that you get with it. And each one of the units, they will have a wallet address that is linked to the units. And most people that are using this as a VPN type of device, they're not going to even realize that this is a miner. And hopefully later down the road, they can open that up and see, oh, wow, I actually have something in here and this is worth something. And you're going to be able to earn more based on, honestly, where you're at. So let's say I'm here in the US. So a lot of people might connect through the US to see what's going on through my network. That's going to be beneficial for me because I'm going to be providing more bandwidth to other people. Therefore, I will be earning more. But this is not the main goal of these units. They are not set up to be nodes per se, in the sense that they're not miners. So much so that they are not even calling these miners in China. As we all know, China has blocked mining, any type of crypto mining. And these units are not meant for mining. These units are meant to be used as a VPN type of device. The mining capabilities are a nicety. They're a nice bonus, but they're not the main focus. They are looking at different products to be able to actually mine and be set up as nodes, but these aren't necessarily it. They're talking about these Genesis miners for the mining of this coin. And for you to be able to do that, you need to have at least 20,000 DPR to be considered to be whitelisted. Yes, you heard that right. You need 20,000 DPR, which right now you're looking at about $1,600 with the price of DPR. That's how much you need to have to be able to stake and start being a node, which is really cheap. Don't get me wrong, like $1,600 is not a lot of money considering how much things cost nowadays. If you're talking about the Binance chain, and again, I guess I'll do this live, but if we do BNB, what are we talking about here? BNB node staking, and as I think it's 10,000. Yep. So to run a full Binance Smart Chain node, you need to stake a minimum of 10,000 BNB. And now you might be wondering, how much is 10,000 BNB to USD? Yep, $3.5 million. So to be able to be a node for under $2,000 for this network, it's really good. Now, the way you're able to earn more and be able to, gain more reputation or improve your credit is by being connected and providing bandwidth to the rest of the network. They are doing a credit type of scenario with this because they want people to be reliable, right? So you're going to have a credit score. How worthy is your network? And they're going to run from 100 to 800 credit, just like they do here in the US. So the way you increase that is by staying connected, is by providing bandwidth to the rest of the network. And that is how you're going to increase your credit score and make it more likely for other people to connect through your network to give and to be able to earn more coins in the long haul. And again, in the beginning, the way to do that is for you to stake more DPR. The more DPR you stake, the higher your credit worthiness is going to be. It's essentially saying, hey, I have this much credit in the DPR network. So these are the credits that I put in, so I'm trustworthy, therefore my credit score is higher. With the units that people are buying right now from Indigogo, like I was saying, these here, the DeeperConnect Mini, they are going to start earning DPR as soon as you hit a credit score of 100. That is the minimum credit score for you to earn DPR. And that's going to take a little bit. So once you turn it on, you want to make sure that you stay connected, that you keep your unit live so that you become worthy of earning that credit score of 100. And from there on out, you will start to accrue DPR onto the wallet that is hard-coded to your individual unit. Right now, you have one interface per unit. You can't deploy multiple units and control them remotely. They are set up to be individual units. They are looking into possibly allowing people to deploy multiple units and expanding the platform to give you the ability to manage that remotely. They're still in talks about how to manage that and how they're going to do that moving forward, simply because a lot of people are looking at this as a business opportunity. If you're managing multiple businesses, let's say you're providing security for businesses, this is a very good device for you to be able to deploy in multiple networks across the country, across the world, and technically you could even earn while you're deploying these to your customers. So it's not a bad idea. Something else that they're doing that's kind of unique is that they're gonna be putting out NFTs, and these NFTs are gonna be unique. The way the NFTs work is that they're gonna give you an in to the IPO whenever they do become a publicly traded company. The goal is for them to become a public traded company. And for you to be able to buy in their IPO, you're going to have one of their NFTs. They're putting out 50,000 of these NFTs. And I know it gets kind of crazy, right? Like just thinking about it, like you need an NFT to be able to buy into the IPO. This is unheard of. People aren't doing this yet, but this is how they're setting it up. And all of these NFTs are going to look different. They're all unique. They have 50,000 of them, and they're going to distribute those to people that are buying in, people that are holding VPR. So again, it's one of those things. The earlier you get into this game with the deeper network, the more likely you are to benefit from it, which is why I want to make sure to do a full-length video explaining what it is and how this can benefit you long term. The deeper network, it is legitimate, and this is the other thing that they're going to do with it. For you to become a node, you're going to need an invitation. And only early adopters are going to receive these invitations and be allowed to share them with other people because they want the network to be a trustworthy network. So for you to be able to become a node later on, you're going to have to need that invitation from someone who is already a node. So the earlier you're able to get in, the better off you're going to be. And I'm actually going to leave it at this. If you guys have any questions in regards to the deeper network, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll be more than happy to to reply back to you, get you guys the information that you need. I've been in contact with these guys. They are working their butts off to try to pull this off. They are doing their best to put a product out there that will improve the internet as a whole, to be able to bring the internet 3.0, web 3.0 to fruition, to reality, to allow us to have a better, more decentralized, less Skynet type of environment, that we can be sure and certain that other people aren't spying on us, that aren't gathering our data, that aren't, trying to look at everything that we click on, everything that we see, every step that we take. Thank you. I haven't done this and I completely forgot. I do this all the time, but if you haven't done so yet, hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. The YouTube algorithm sure is loving me right now, since the channel has actually quadrupled in subscribers in just 24 hours. And yeah, things are going great. I'm going to end with my little intro here. I'll put some cards for you to subscribe and probably a video that might be relatable to you. And I will see you guys on the next one. Have a good one, night.